What's up everyone and welcome back to HateWatchers. Today we push on ahead with our coverage of Halo Season 2 with Episode 5 entitled Illyria. Without further ado, let's get into the breakdown. So of course, spoilers ahead. We begin the episode by seeing Master Chief having flashbacks from his last deployment to the south side of Chicago. He snaps, "Back to reality," where Reach is still under attack and they need to escape the planet. Judgment comes crashing through the roof in the form of Harambe 27, the offspring of the Great Sacrificer's lineage. Humanity makes the same mistake again, however, gunning the Great Ape down when he was just trying to help. Stronghand's wife shows up to evacuate the main characters, and yet again, Kwan of all people is doing the heavy lifting when it comes to the action in this show. Riz runs back to recover Vannak's body because it's still technically Black History Month with the extra day this leap year. The clock must have struck midnight, however, as she gets shot in the back. Master Chief looks out at the planet getting glassed as they escape, reminding him of his deployment to St. Louis. Fingernail Sword Girl looks down on Reach as it burns and is sad. She's accompanied by an elite who is simultaneously mad at her for bossing him around and stopping him from killing Master Chief, and telling her that he could kill her at any time. Well, which is it? Make up your mind, alien. Master Chief wakes up to find his kidneys have been removed. Then Master Chief's character progression starts going in reverse, as he's now questioning how Riz and he himself can have emotions. So it looks like he forgot the main idea of Season 1 already. Then he and Halsey get weird. Master Chief laments how they were left behind, without armor, how Kai's status is unknown, and how he wants to rush back to save people on Reach. But Halsey helps Master Chief shoot up to calm him down, a habit he picked up in his last deployment to Detroit. McKee is trying to do a seance.
I summon you. I summon you in the name of the hierarchs, voices of the gods.
When Cortana interrupts her to inform her that her grandma's ghost doesn't actually want to talk to her, as she thought McKee was kind of a loser kid. And McKee is like, "Say that to my face, bit!" Elsewhere, Master Chief wakes up to find out that he's living in a nightmare. Humanity was just viciously attacked, they're on the ropes, and Stronghand and his wife are going to hijack the main characters to go rescue their son, because heaven forbid we maintain some kind of momentum from the last episode. Kwan tries to show off Vannak's body to Master Chief, but he's unwilling to pay the $5 admission fee. When they land planetside, Riz gets rushed to the hospital, and Stronghand and his wife leave to go look for Kessler. Just when Master Chief thought he had a minute of peace to reflect on military propaganda, Kwan ruins the moment when she tries to show off this new old shovel she got at a flea market. Stronghand's wife gets angry when he talks to a couple looking to swing.
Stop.
What?
Then she ends her wig era in dramatic fashion. Riz wakes up feeling about one kidney lighter. Kwan runs off with Vannak's body to take her grotesque circus show somewhere where people will pay to see it, and her gambit immediately pays off when some potential customers show up. Master Chief is now having memories of Admiral Priya Patel working her side job doing tech support and removing Cortana from his system. Kwan's customers get rowdy and try and steal Vannak's body, accidentally revealing his corpse finally to Master Chief, who's knocked silly by all the emotions. Stronghand and his wife find their son at a foster home for neglected children, which seems like the best place for him. Then the show tosses in another F-bomb, making it 3 episodes in a row, as the foster parents try and keep Kessler. Stronghand meets with them privately so he can excuse his wife's bitchy attitude. In the meantime, his wife finds her son running around, but he doesn't really recognize her without her wig. Also, maybe because it's not him. They hold a funeral for Vannak, and Halsey and Master Chief say some meaningless words and light him on fire, and Kwan begrudges losing her main source of income. Out of nowhere, the show returns to the idea of John being the chosen one, and then he decides to go full Anakin Skywalker and turn on the UNSC Council, vowing to kill them? The fuck? Kwan starts hearing voices and it ends up being the cult lady from episode 1, and she asks Kwan to come save her based on the cave drawings we saw for 4.5 seconds in episode 1. Oh, of course. What an important detail that everyone remembers. Fingernail Sword Girl is about to get turned into the Covenant leaders because her mission failed, but she talks some shit and distracts the elite with a pretty picture. Haha, dumb alien. Oh, and this guy is the Arbiter, by the way. McKee convinces him to go AWOL and find the other keystone to find the Halo ring, with the help of Cortana. Back in Shit-Holistan, Riz has made a weird friend. Stronghand's wife wastes the day away shopping, then convinces the shop owner to tell her where Kessler is, discovering that the UNSC took him. Riz has decided to become a shitholistanian, hanging up her armor to live with the villagers in this shitty frozen tundra. Master Chief leaves with Halsey to get weird again on this ship. Kai is still alive and is with Ackerson, who's getting weird with her just before she looks down on her new clone army, and the episode comes to an end. Well, we've reached that point in the video where we have to decide whether or not this 5th episode was a great watch or a hate watch. And just like that, we're back to our regularly scheduled hate watches with this show. Perhaps we'll always fondly look back on the time when this show strung together 1 good episodes, but for now, those times are squarely in the rear view. After the non-stop action of last week's episode showing this universe's version of the Fall of Reach, we went right back to a whole lot of talking and emotions and side stories and subplots and bullshit and nonsense, and it's just all so bad. But even worse than all that is that by the end of the episode, Master Chief has pretty much avowed to kill the entire UNSC leadership structure, and Kai is the new Master Chief? What the fuck is that? I get that this is a different timeline and universe and blah blah blah, and you want to make your own show and shamelessly abuse the Halo fanbase to get a cheap viewership boost, but seriously, what the fuck? Having Master Chief set out to kill his superiors? Absolute nonsense. Also, the show brought back the idea of Master Chief being the Chosen One, another huge mistake of an idea that they explored in Season 1. And Kai being some kind of Master Chief figure now, just what the hell is going on? This isn't even a coherent show anymore, much less good or faithful. It's looking more and more like this new showrunner is like a kid that just wants to play with his Halo toys and make up his own story. But then you find out he's actually that kid. You know, the one that's playing some weird, twisted games with his toys. The kid you start to avoid, and you tell your mom you don't want to have playdates with him anymore. The kid that later puts you on his hit list. Just kidding, but in all seriousness, this show just turned a very weird corner with its story. We'd say it was unforgivable, but that line was crossed last season for most people. But while this kind of a bizarre story development should come at no surprise at this point, it actually was kinda shocking, because it's just that estranged from the idea of what Halo is. Rather than go kick some Covenant butt and fight off the aliens who are relentlessly slaughtering innocent civilians, Master Chief is now going to turn his sights on his commanding officers. And all the while without his armor. Just go back and play those early Halo games and see if you could even imagine a reality where any of that happens. It's an absurd alternate timeline LARP of a story from the mind of someone truly deranged. Even the introduction of the elite who becomes the Arbiter, a moment that should be a pretty big deal for Halo, is just washed away by a sea of sewage that's engulfed us. This is just so far off the reservation from what fans or anyone in their right mind would want. It's honestly fascinating what's happened with this series and how bipolar it is, swinging from a decent episode last week straight into one of the worst episodes of the series this week. It looks like we were right to be skeptical about the rest of the season, and skeptical about all those reviews from before the new season premiered that were gushing about it. How the hell can this show be turned around in 3 episodes? Especially when this episode just took whatever goodwill they built with the previous episode and leapt straight off a cliff. We don't see things really improving before the end of the season, but HateWatchers will be here till the end regardless. Is there any possible way this show could recover and give us an overall good season with just 3 episodes remaining? Could you ever have predicted that a Halo TV series would be pitting Master Chief against his military commanders after the Fall of Reach and not against the Covenant? Let us know in the comments below. Also, hit that thumbs up if you liked the video, and consider subscribing to HateWatchers to stay up to date on this 2nd season of Halo. Thank you for going full speed off this cliff with us today, and we'll catch you on the next one.